Alrighty, well it sounds like we are good to go here, and if that is the case, then hello everyone out there, all Speed Gaming fans, those of you watching the No Kid Hungry Marathon here. Thank you so much for tuning in for this run. My name is Von Yvonne. I am going to be showing you, we saw the randomizer just now. Now we're going to do some source material. This is going to be the vanilla game. We're going to be doing Final Fantasy IV, the any % no credits warp category. Now, in this category, we do some cheesy stuff, but can tell you this. Just like in what you saw before, we are going to get to the final boss, and we are going to destroy it. Now, you don't need to use the crystal, much like you did before. However, thanks to your generosity, we did meet the donation incentive to do the crystal swag. So I will, I hope I remember at the very end to use it. So for those of you that donated for that, thank you very much. For those of you that want to see that, you got to stick around all the way to the very, very end of the run, because that's where it's going to happen. Okay, let me just do a couple things here first. And alrighty, I think I am good to go. Alright, and let's do it. 3, 2, 1, and now. Alright, so much different from what you just saw here. This is going to have lots of cutscenes and stuff. So we'll give you a little lore here. These are the Red Wings of the Castle Baron. That's their kind of like their air force, and they are led, excuse me, by the Dark Knight Cecil, who is going to do a little reflection right here on what he has just done right before we join in here. And what you're going to see is that he and his men have come into the crystal room here in a town called Mysidia, and by force they are not only killing the people guarding it, but they are also going to abscond with the crystal, much to the dismay of this village elder here, who has been just shoved to the side. There you go, Cecil taking it. Alright, so now we know what he's done. So he's heading back to Baron, but before we do, we got a couple of battle cutscenes here that we're going to be doing. And I'm going to do something pretty deliberate here. These are scripted cutscenes. You see, I have no menu that comes up here, but I'm pausing during the battles. I will explain what that's all about a little later on. I just want to see if... Dang it. Unfortunately, that Raven attacked before I was able to get my lit bolt off. The game also teases you here. For those of you that were just watching the Free Enterprise run, that had what are referred to as J items, meaning that in the Japanese version of Final Fantasy IV, there were certain items that you could use there that unfortunately are not available in this game. However, they make them available for just those two cutscenes where you one-shot those enemies and go on through. Oh, are people not... Oh, boy. Here we go. I tell you what. For those of you that don't agree with or approve of my pronunciation of our protagonist's name here, you can take it up with my girl, Dravenheart. She'll set you straight. Alrighty. So now we come to the castle. This is Baigan. This is the right-hand man of the King of Baron, who is just taking the crystal, giving it to the king. Now Cecil can come in, so they can just give him a cursory thank you. And then he's dismissed. But before he leaves, he's like, you know what? I need to speak my mind. Baigan and the king are not terribly pleased about this. As you can see, Cecil is blocked from advancing any further. And in comes Kane, the dragoon, who is Cecil's best bud. And they're going to be given a package and a mission. He's also given a pink slip. He is fired from his position of the captain of the Air Force, is being told, you and Kane are going to go to the Village of Mist and deliver this package. Now get out of here. But before we go, we got to pick up this tent here. Don't pick up any of the other things. Just pick up the tent. That tent is rather important. Alright, we're going to meet a couple friendos on our way here. The first is going to be Rosa. This is Cecil's love interest. And she's going to give him a hard time about some... I forget what it is. I always mash through this stuff. And then we're going to meet everybody's favorite engineer. This is Sid. Who's waving at us. He's going to come on down. And he's going to be like, hey, bud, what's going on? Sid's like, I got a lot of stuff on my mind. Sid's like, okay. And that's it. Alright, now, this little goofy step that I just did there on that step stool there is probably a good time to explain the step routing that we're going to be doing here. So, before this run even started, I set up an encounter seed. There are 256 different encounter seeds that you can have for this game. And I used a very particular system to make sure that I was on seed number 92. Now, what this is going to do is this is going to make it such that when I leave the castle here, I'm going to walk to the Chocobo Forest, all the way through the Misty Cave, and to the Village of Mist, and I'm going to get 0 random encounters. Random encounters. I actually am going to have a little listy thing here that is going to show me exactly what encounters I'm going to get after I do my reset. And I'll explain that a little more in a second. But first, Rosa comes and gives us some more talk of worry. But we assure her everything's going to be fine. We got Kane with us. We'll be good. Alrighty. So now we've got about a minute and a half of lore that we just cannot skip. So this is a good time for me to usually kind of like set up all my guides and everything that I need to use here. I've got like a full-on like command center for running this game. It is there's a lot that goes into this. So yeah. Alright, so we got some time. So what's up, chat? How we doing? You know what? Actually, to my host here, if you have any donations to read, this would be a fantastic time to do so. Donations, blurbs, upcoming, whatever you want to do, go for it. You got a full minute. Oh, muted. Can't hear me. All right, well, I'll just fill the time here then. So, why do the monsters keep increasing, Scala? Well, so the way that it works in the community is that whoever it is, so there's a kind of like a threshold for the time that you want to get in this category, and and it's one of the better runs that you can get is a run that comes in at under 2 hours. So we call it a sub 2. And so whoever it is that is very close or has been running it actively and hasn't done it yet, because they haven't gotten the sub 2, that's the reason why the monsters keep increasing. And right now, that person is Sonny Wrath 11, who you're actually going to see tomorrow night. He's doing some Kirby Superstar. That's his main game, and he's extremely good at that. You'll want to check that out. But Sonny, till you get sub 2, monsters are increasing because of you, pal. All right. Quick menu stuff. Alright, now we're going to walk into this Chocobo Forest here. Pick up this Chocobo. Now, two nice things about the Chocobo. First of all, it moves fast. Second of all, it does not advance our step counter. Alright, so this is a dungeon. Now, you're all familiar with RPGs. In dungeons like this, you will be besieged with random encounters, sometimes very often. Okay, we got a couple text boxes, but that's not a big deal. Can handle some text boxes. Still nothing. Okay, a couple more text boxes. Yeah, this is a text box. This actually has a question I need to answer. Now we got our first boss fight. This is Demist. This boss is basically scripted. Oh, but the crit is going to make this a little quicker. Thank you, Cecil. Alright, now, during this fight, I'm going to be doing some very particular stuff with my item menu. I'm going to be duplicating some items here. And you will see the effect of this after I'm done with the fight. But first, it's got to turn into mist. Pair with Cecil. Let's land on jump. No whammy, no whammy, and stop. Dang it. Alright, wait for a musical cue. Thinking this jump will end it because of that crit. Yeah, nice. Very good. Okay. So, now I need to finish my dupe. We use the tent, and now we're going to do something extremely tricky. Give me a second, though. Alrighty, so what we have done here is what's called the mist clip, where I have tricked the game into letting me walk over the village, which allows me to do a few things. Which is sell this block for 3.2 million gold, buy 10 dancing daggers, and then loot things in here as well. Yes, indeed. Newtopia is... no, that's me. I'm dropping a bunch of frames, sorry. Alright, so now we do what we're supposed to do here in this... what we're supposed to do in here, which is enter on the left side, or at least touch that tile. And we trigger the package. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, good. Yeah, it is... oh, boy. Oh, boy. No, we didn't crash. We're fine. We're fine. We'll get there. See? Ah, cool. I can see myself moving around and doing stuff again. Oh, God. Alright, so we haven't angered this green-haired girl. And she brings out this big buff dude to cast, So what I looted in Mist was I picked up a tiara, which is a piece of headgear for female characters, which is extremely strong. And I also picked up the Change Rod, which is going to be used by Tella to boost his magic stats. Careful attention. And the encounter seed is determined by the frame on which you press A on the title screen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where you don't have the capability of running away. You hold down L and R to run, and when you do so, in battles where you can't run away, you're going to get this message that pops up that says can't run. Well, while that happens, everybody's ATBs are frozen. So it gives you an opportunity to put in some commands and stuff before the enemies can do stuff. And this is going to be used all the way throughout the run. Yeah, I know. I'm really sorry. Let me see if there's something I can do. Hopefully that helps. Alright, so as soon as we get Riddy in our party, we immediately slap that tiara on her. Because she is level 1, she is extremely fragile, and she would die very, very easily to just about anything. We come in here and we see aforementioned girlfriend Rosa, who unfortunately has contracted a very, very particular fever, which is bad, and it can only be cured by administering a sand ruby. So we need to find a sand ruby. Where are we going to get a sand ruby? Alright, still paying attention to where we're getting encounters. None here. Okay, next image. Oh good, that took away some of the really bad ones. Hopefully I get one that's just like average. Okay, where was that encounter? Right there, okay, cool. Alright, so here we stumble across Tella. He's now going to be in our party. We still haven't determined our seed yet. Still haven't determined it yet. Okay, we've eliminated one. There's still 3 possible seeds we can be on. Okay. We have figured it out. Nice. Alright. So, we are on seed 125. Wait a minute. South 2BF. What is this? Hold on a second. Alright, so you're going to see me doing some things that we like to call extra steps. What we're going to be doing here is we're going to be manipulating our step counter such that it gives us the most favorable encounter pattern possible. So I'm going to come here and go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6. Okay, wanted to get that. And 8. Okay, good. Now we're going to walk through here. I'm not going to get any encounters on this screen. Okay, here I'm going to get a 4-pack of zombies probably right about here. Okay. Good. Alright. And now we're going to get 2 pikes, 2 evil shells, and 2 water bugs. I want to say maybe right about, like, here? Yeah. Pick up the darkness sword. That's going to be a weapon upgrade for Cecil. Okay. Coming into the waterfall here, I'm going to take 12 extra steps. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Counting extra movement is going to be a big-time theme that you're going to notice throughout this run. So, we're not fighting things because we don't have to. That is a waste of time. We will get all of our leveling from boss fights, and that'll be fine. This is 2 alligators. And then we're going to get a couple tiny mages and some water hags probably right by the door. Yep, cool. Yeah, fighting wastes time. Okay. No encounters in here except for the boss. So this is Octomam. Octomam can be really mean, especially if it hits Rydia a lot. Alright, so we're going to attack with Cecil, cast lightning with Tella, mostly. And then those dancing daggers that we got, we're going to toss one onto Rydia, and now she's going to do a bunch of damage for us. I'm also going to take this time while animations are going on to kind of move things around in our menu. Hello? There we go. Now, last thing I did there was I pulled up that trash can. That was deliberate, and I will explain what that is all about when the time is right. So, most of the stuff that I was moving around in my menu there was just to get things that I don't need out of my way. Because we're going to be getting a whole bunch of items throughout this game, and the closer they are to the top of my menu, not only does it take a shorter amount of time to get to them, but I also know where they are, too. So, the way that this boss fight works is that every 2 times that you hit this boss, it loses a tentacle, and each time it loses a tentacle, it loses speed, which is good. The only exception to that is the first time that when it has all 8 tentacles, you have to hit it 3 times before it loses one. But then after that, it's every 2, until it gets down to the last one, and then it loses it when it loses everything. Alright. So that's Octomam. Octomam was extremely polite. Did barely any damage to Rydia. And I was so afraid to say anything, because I knew as soon as I did that I was just going to completely jinx myself. Alright, so here come those Red Wings bombing this Cancel of Damcian for no apparent reason. We're just going to shuffle around some people here in our formation, and then we're going to go in and see what was going on here. Alright, and what was going on here was a whole bunch of death and destruction. Including this poor red-haired girl here, who appears to not be doing well. It also appears that this is Tella's daughter. It also appears that this bard here is this dying girl's boyfriend. And so, how else do we say hello to our daughter's boyfriends? But with force max of a wooden stick. Tella is very upset here because he feels like this stupid blonde bard here is responsible for his daughter's imminent death. So he's going to smack him around a little bit. Well, maybe. You notice he misses a lot. Now, this is another occurrence of something that I did at the beginning of the run where I was pausing during these battle cutscenes. The reason why I'm doing this is because you have an in-game timer. You'll notice it near the bottom right-hand part of my menu when I menu out of battle. What I need to do, or what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to manipulate it such that it will be at a rather particular-ish value near the end of the game. And that has to do with the 64-door glitch that we'll be doing there. So, speaking of this glitch, I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff all throughout the run. Some of it is going to be very... you wouldn't be able to detect it to the naked eye, but some of the stuff I'm going to be doing really goofy things that are very deliberate. And it's going to be setting up a glitch which is like minutes long, extremely wild, but also very, very fragile. So doing all of these things very precisely is imperative if I want to be able to beat the game in this category. So yes, everybody's favorite line from this game, you Spoony Bard. The Spoony Bard has unfortunately watched his love pass away. She actually jumped in front of a volley of arrows that were meant for Edward to save his life in a final act of love. But Tella isn't too happy about this, so he's going to run off because he wants to find out. He wants to get to the bottom of whoever caused this death to his daughter. I mean, he's understandably upset. You know, I would be. All right. But now we have Edward in our party, but even more important... Well, first he's got to say one last goodbye. But arguably even more important than having Edward joining the party is having this join our party. This is a little land speeder. This thing's cool. We're only going to use it a couple times, but it allows us to move fast. This does not advance the step counter either. No vehicles of any kind advance the step counter. See, no, you can't give her a Phoenix Down or a life potion because that's just when you swoon. Now, when you what we like to call double dragon die, which means like you see them flash and then disappear, then they're gone for good. So, she double dragon died. Life potion isn't going to do anything there. Speaking of life potion, we pick one up here for safety. We're going to pop into this charm room here. We're going to take 2 extra steps and then we're going to leave. Take this secret tunnel. Quickest way possible. This is 2 turtles. Bye-bye, 2 turtles. Into here. So what we're doing in here, this is the Antlion's cave. Edward has told us, hey, you need a sand ruby, huh? The Antlion's got one. Antlions are cool. It'll just hand it over. So let's just do that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to be like, hey, Antlion, you can do us a solid. Hook us up with one of your sweet, sweet sand rubies. This antlion, however, is not friendly. So we are going to have to take it by force now. And we are going to do this by way of more dancing daggers. Oh, no. Now, I don't want to attack with Cecil here because... anytime you attack the antlion with a physical attack, it does a very strong counter-attack. However, these dancing daggers that we're throwing are coded as magic attacks and therefore bypass those counters. So, we can just kill this thing with the greatest of ease, and we got our sand ruby. There we go. Alright, so now that we got our sand ruby, let's go and... Let's go and share it with... We're not exactly sure what we do with the Sand Ruby. All we know is that it is... We provide it to Rosa. I'm trying to word this carefully. We provide it to Rosa, and her fever is cured. Spoiler alert. Okay. We're going to pop into this room. Whoops, one more time. This time we're just going to do 2 and 4 steps. And then we can go on out. Alright, and we just go out from whence we came. This is... Alright. We're going to get that exact same formation right about... Meow? Yeah. Oops. Ah, shoot. It's a really big Dayquil. It very well could be. Alright, so I tell you what. I will give our wonderful host, Palmy, here an opportunity in just a second to come on in. If there are any donations, blurbs, anything like that, what we're going to do here is we're going to administer the Sand Ruby. We are going to... have a cutscene here where Eddie kind of has a he kind of has a moment, and then it'll be off to our next place. So, Palmy, if you got any donations to read, anything like that, go ahead. If you don't have any donations to read, then we need to elicit some from these folks, wouldn't you say?
Currently no donations, so if you're feeling a little itchy and want to see some good things happen, go ahead and donate. We're still at about $4,080, so the fact we're over a $4,000 mark is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So if you can, get some donos in, guys.
Indeed. Do we have any incentives coming up that people might be able to put their money if they want to see anything in particular?
Let's see.
I know we've got an Octopath Traveler run coming up after this. That's got to have some sweet donation incentives. Maybe some bid wars.
Let me look as I slowly wait for the SG server. In the meantime, enjoy your game play, and if you want to do some commentary while I wait for the site to load up, be my guest.
Will do. Alright, so this is the Water Hag fight. This Water Hag has like 5 digits worth of HP, so obviously we're not going to be able to do that. But what we can do here is we can smack it with the Dancing Dagger 3 times, and then the battle's done. We can also have a vision of our dead girlfriend, which isn't creepy at all. But she's going to give him some words of encouragement here. We're going to do a little bit of pausing here. I actually have my... normally I just do a single timer here anytime I'm doing a marathon. However, I'm using my full splits here. And I am... I can kind of gauge where I need to be based on my PB times. And I am way ahead of PB pace right now by a good like 40 seconds. So I don't need to do as much pausing here. There is going to be opportunities later in the game to do some pausing, so I don't want to do too much on the front end, especially with me being so far ahead. So yeah, that's what's going on there. All right, so coming up next, now that Eddie... So now one key thing as far as the speedrun goes that was really important about that fight is Edward gained 2 levels. Edward is going to be very important for these next 2 kind of boss fight deals that we're going to be doing. Because Edward very fortunately can use that sweet, sweet Dancing Dagger. So now we're going to take this land speeder. This is actually going to be the last trip we take in this for this run. So for those of you that are enjoying it, enjoy it, soak it up now. We're going to park it right next to this mountain and then ditch it forever. Alright. So we've got this big, thick wall of ice that we need to bust through. We're not going to be able to do it by force. We're going to do it by magic. And Rosa is going to convince Rydia, who is very unfond of fire, considering it destroyed her hometown, is going to go ahead and cast it anyway for this story cutscene and never cast it again for the rest of the game. So that's cool. Alright. Now we press on. Oh, this is my only encounter before the boss. Alright, so we're coming up to the boss here. But before we do that, we are introduced to the Karate Man. This is Yang. And he's going to have a little battle cutscene here that we have nothing to do with, pretty much. We want him to do this in 3 turns, because anything longer than that wastes time. So we're going to root for big, big damage rolls here. That actually looked pretty good. Nice balance there. So he does the kick, which does AoE. Now he's going to attack. I want to see him attack the top one, because that one took the least amount of damage. Beautiful. All right. Good. So we're going to get smacked 1 more time, 2 more times, and big ol' kick, and they both died. Beautiful. That was a really weak kick, so the fact that the first one was strong was rather important. All right. Now we have the Mom Bomb fight. This fight can be very tricky. Alright, so we want to count damage here. Let's see, that's 39. Let's see, let's call that... oh, that's not good. Okay, I think I can skip here. Oh, I can definitely skip. Alright. But I do need to cure Rydia here, because she took a little bit of damage there. So we got through the first phase, only taking 1 hit, which is ideal. We want to wait here. Now we kick. And we have what I like to call an explosion of babies, where the Mom Bomb brings out the kids. Okay. Got to pay attention to the damage rolls there on the back orange ones, because we want to hit the weaker, the one that took the most damage with Rosa here. She does about like mid-20s with this attack here. So, oh, there goes Rydia. Okay. That's not a big deal. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oof. Oh. Yang. With authority. Alright, so the fact that Rydia died there is actually not a problem at all. Because for this next boss fight, she's not going to be a part of the party. And we get a full heal anyway, so it's all good. Alright, so that was Mom Bomb. Now we're going to have Yang join our party. And he's going to tell us, hey, I am a fighting warrior monk for the Kingdom of Fabul, which is just east of here. And we've been having some trouble too. Why don't you join me, and we'll go and an adventure together. Alright, I think I get 1 encounter here, 2 gargoyles. Sweet. Alright. Alright. We're going to get 4 encounters on this overworld here, which is... that's a lot. Each one just wastes time. Now, if I do happen to get one that is either a surprise attack or back attack, I didn't want to say it right before that fight, because I knew that one would have been it. Then it can waste even more time. Oh, here's the back attack. Alright, so it's just the next one. No, I mean, you get so little... Yeah, the Shadow Party thing here is not a big deal at all. Excuse me. Even Edward taking the fish plant there, not a problem. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. One more encounter. Okay, good. Strike first. We like strike first. We're not leaving it behind. We're just dragging it along with us. Alright, lay a safety save here. Alright, that should help. Because what we're going to do here is what is referred to as the Fabul Gauntlet. This is going to be 6 battles where it's just going to be Yang, Cecil, and Edward. They're going to be 6 in a row. There is no menuing in between. We have no healing capabilities, no magic, no items, nothing. So, if Edward takes too much damage here, then it can be a huge, huge problem. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Going to use these run buffers here to make the command for throwing the dancing dagger happen before we get enemy attacks. Okay, good. Didn't hit... didn't hit Edward. That's good. So this encounter here with the general and the 2 fighters, that's going to be the 1st, the 3rd, and the 6th battle here. Those are the ones that are the most dangerous. Alright, so this encounter... we have to do... the way we throw the dancing dagger is a little different. If I try to do it the quick way, it's unfortunately going to target the wrong enemy. That Weeper in the back by far has the most HP of any of the battle monsters in that formation. That's also the same formation we're going to see in the 5th battle as well. So, we have to be sure that we do that in a particular way. Alright, here comes General and Fighters again. Perfect. Get that dancing dagger off before they attack. You have an extremely small window to do it otherwise, so the run buffer basically makes that possible. I want to get that life out of the way because during this next battle, we're going to do more duping shenanigans, only this time it'll be with Yang. We're going to dupe the weapon that he's wearing to underflow it, much like you did with the iron shields that Kane had on at the beginning that we sold for over 3 million gold. We're not going to sell these, we're going to use these for the glitch. Okay. It's cool. First part of the dupe is done. Okay, that hit on Edward is not a big deal at all. In fact, if Edward does take a nosedive here, he's already done like 95% of the work that he needs to do, so it really wouldn't be a problem. Alright, Edward takes a little slip here, so we get this one more encounter. Oh, miss. What a G. Oh, okay, good. I know it's around 60-some HP that they have. I thought that was a little short, but it wasn't. We're good. Cool. All right. As far as the gauntlet goes, that was really, really clean. That's the dream. That's what you want to see here. Now, part of what's going on here too is this cutscene that's coming up here, and I don't split until after this cutscene is over. Here's our buddy Kane. Only he is evil now. He's betraying us. What we want him to do is this cutscene ends when Cecil dies. So we want him. He's going to jump on us. Please do big damage. Okay. Not big enough, so we help ourselves along by hitting ourselves. Now that we're in critical, he says, got you. Drops on us. And that's that. Okay. We're about 30 seconds ahead now. Alright, so now we see the root of all of this evil here. This is Golbez, this guy here with the blue cape and the crooked horns. And he is going to kidnap Rosa. He's also the one that has brainwashed Kain and turned him against us. Kain is going to steal this crystal. So that's what we were doing here in Fabul, was we were trying to protect it from the Red Wings coming in and stealing this one now. So there's 4 crystals they're trying to get. The first one we got from Mysidia in the very beginning. The second one was the one in Damcian in Edward's Kingdom. This is the third one here, and then there's a fourth one that we will be dealing with much, much later. Alright, so now Rosa's gone. Kain is doing things that he shouldn't be doing. It's very much a downer. But the show must go on. Now, what I'm doing in here as far as the step route goes is doing something called optional steps. Meaning that they're not necessarily extra ones, but I'm walking in particular places where I could do something otherwise that would advance my step counter, but instead, or things that would not advance my step counter, but instead I'm deliberately advancing it. I'm also going to do some extras here. So that I can get it in the place that I want it to be. Okay, pretty particular menu we're doing here.
I got a couple of donations I can read if you...
Oh, yeah. Jeez, you scared me there. Yeah, this actually is a really good time for that.
Excellent. Well, I'll start it right off as we actually got a $20 donation from Daleks saying, "Thank you for taking this on, Vanny. You are such a good player and commentator. Good luck."
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
We also got another $20 donation from Anonymous saying, "Love this FF4 run." And then a $10 donation from Russell B. Cascio, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, with no comments. So thank you guys so much for the donations. We really appreciate your help.
Yes, indeed. And keep them coming. I mean, I see we've got a goal of 15,000 here. I know we've still got, several days of the marathon left, but let's make some hay on that. We got another, about hour and 15 minutes here. So we can get some good stuff going in the meantime. So, but thank you for all the donations that just got read off, have happened so far, and will continue to happen in the future. I'm pretty sure there's a donate command if you wanted to check that out. I'm guessing there are some incentives you could look at in there as well. You definitely want to put your money towards some fun stuff. There we go. Thank you, Palmy. And yeah, all right. So we're just going on a boat ride. This is nice and leisurely. Nothing bad's gonna happen here, I promise. We're just talking about stuff. So what's going on right now is they're like, all right, let's just take this boat back to Baron. We're going to confront the king and be like, look, you got to stop stealing these crystals. This is like gone too far. It's like not cool. But unfortunately, on our way back, all of a sudden this whirlpool appears and there's this tail wagging in it. And we're like, that doesn't look right. Actopath, yes. The cleric's name is Ophelia. Who's the other O? Oh, no, or the warrior, Alberic. I should have tried to sell that off as Actopath Traveler being like a ROM hack or something like that. Alright, so Cecil seemingly pushes Yang into the water. There's debate as to whether or not that actually happens. Edward sees this, he's like, yeah, I don't want to get pushed in. I'm just going to do a faceplant. You can't, like, pick me up and throw me overboard. Like, that'd be way too deliberate. And then Leviathan swallows our boat. Very, very sad. Cecil now stranded all by himself. Doesn't know what's going on, where he is. So here we go. So we're going to walk in, and he's like, oh, there's a town here. That's nice. And, you know what cures my blues? Shopping. Very particular shopping we're going to be doing here. Just 6 stacks of a few things, you know, no big deal. I lied when I said we're not going to sell the fire claws. We're going to sell some of them. Only about 140 of them, though. We'll save some for later. Alright, so what I did there was I picked up some gear that I'm going to need, but in specific quantities, because we'll need that for the glitch. Alright, so we come in here and Cecil's like, yo, can I get some help? And Elder's like, oh, hey, I remember you. You're that jackass that came in and stole our crystal. You have a lot of nerve coming in here asking me for some help. But you want some help? Here's what you got to do. You got to take these 2 kids, and you got to go scale a mountain, and you have to become a holy soldier. If you do that, then I'll help you. So we obtain Palom and Porum here. Palom is our black wizard. Porum is our white wizard. And we go on adventures in babysitting. So here we go. So where'd all that money come from? I see that question there in chat. What I did was I did some item underflows. I actually did 2 of them. One in the beginning with Kane's Iron Shield, and then one here with Yang's Fire Claws. Now, the reason why we underflowed Kane's Fire Shield was strictly for the money. We were just in it to sell it, get a bunch of cash, and that's going to set us up for the rest of the game. Now, with the Fire Claws, we underflowed them, but we kept a little under half of what we underflowed. And the reason why is because we need an extremely specific quantity in that stack of Fire Claws. That quantity being 114. And that's very important for the glitch as well. Alright, we're going to go ahead and lay down a save right here, just in case bad things happen on this mountain. Alright, so before we had a wall of ice trying to go up Mount Hobbs, here we are in Mount Ordeals, and we have a wall of fire. Luckily, Palom is a black wizard, so he already knows ice. He's like, I'll just cast this. Palom's a bit of a hotshot too, and his twin sister is not a huge fan of this behavior, so bat! She's gonna smack him around a little bit. This is a very delightful thing that she does in a cutscene coming up here, too, that I enjoy very much. So what an underflow is we trick the game into giving us less than 0 of a particular item. And instead of it giving us -1, it rolls the value over to a... with the shields, it's about 65,000, but with the Fire Claws, it's 256. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Great explanations in chat. I appreciate the assists there. So we exploit this for great gain. Oh wow, I've only got 2 more encounters. Nice. Alright. Yeah, that Dr. Cossack, I think that value looks... Yes, indeed. Oh no! This is what we like to call the zombie dance party for reasons which should be obvious just by looking at it. Unfortunately, this is an extremely horrible back attack to get because you have to wait through 7 attack animations. And so this is a big time waster. That's not cool. Alright, but we're just going to keep making our way up the mountain. But before we do, we are interrupted by a familiar face. Tella is back. What's Tella doing up here? Well, I'll tell you what Tella's doing here. He was drawn to this mountain because he was told that in so doing, he might be able to learn the legendary spell of Meteo. And he wants to use this so that he can throw hot lava rocks at this Golbez guy and exact his revenge for being responsible for killing Tella's daughter.
So you're saying he got a new power, right?
I suppose so, yes.
So that would therefore make him a Nutella.
Oh, Lordy. All right, anyway, we're going to have a boss fight coming up here. All right, we are taking an extra step. But first, we got to make sure that everybody is healed up, particularly these two. Do some equipping here. All right. So here's Mylon. We're going to use cure potions on these zombies. Being undead, they take damage from healing items. So we're going to take them out. We're going to put a dancing dagger on Palom. Here's where we're going to put the change rod on Tella. We're going to use Porm's twin magic here. I'm going to do a very deliberate delay here. And if I did that right, then hopefully I get the children skip. And let's see if I got it. And I did. Excellent. All right. Oh, that's not what we want to see. Boo, Comet. Oh, my goodness. And the... Oh, my God. That's just horrible luck on both counts. Okay, that's not cool. Again! Oh, my God. We've got to keep Palom alive here. And I got to just wait here to see who he targets. Because everything he targets, he's going to counter with lit. Okay, good. I wanted to wait there, because if he would have hit... Palom again... Oh my god, you've got to stop. This is ridiculous. If he would have hit Palom again, I would have lifed him as opposed to curing him, because he would have died. Okay, there's the flare we wanted. And it's not very strong. Oh boy. Normally you don't want to attack with Cecil because you're going to get these counter lits. Okay, that's fine. Hopefully this is it. Yes. Okay, good. Oh man, that was definitely a time waster. Okay, cool. So we're done with Mylon, right? Cool. Just in case anything, weird happens. Let's just, always be prepared, right? Just go ahead and heal ourselves up. Maybe put these guys in a different order. No big deal. Okay, and... Oh! Mylon's back. Okay, now, remember that trash can that I pulled up during the Octomam fight? I'm gonna go quiet while I try to use this as an assault weapon. Good. Successful. Okay, I'm going to move some stuff around. Okay, we got to be damaged by poison. Whatever. Oh, shoot. I forgot to move this down. Oh, crap. Okay. No big deal, though. Okay, that's fine. That's most of the stuff I wanted to move anyway. Alrighty. Unfortunately, because of that bad Mylon fight, I gave back pretty much my entire lead. I'm only ahead by about 3 seconds now. So that kind of stinks. But what we just did there was what's called the mimic glitch, where we tricked the game into, with the twin spell that the twins have, we tricked the game into using that trash can, which is normally used in your inventory to make items go away in your inventory, into using it as an actual item, which casts 8 of the, I believe it's the, it's either the Holy or the Fire 3 spell. I think it's Holy. Or White in this game, on Mylon Z to kill him in one shot. So that saves probably about like 45 seconds as opposed to how else you would fight him. So now Cecil becomes a paladin, but he has to face off against his dark self first. But at least we can do our face off against ourselves with dancing daggers. Now this is supposed to be a scripted fight where you just take 3 or 4 hits, and then your dark Cecil form self-destructs. But we can throw dancing daggers, and that makes this faster. I know between, because there's another item that you can get where you can do the mimic glitch on the boss before, but there you use an item called the carrot. And I think the carrot is the one that casts Fire 3. And that's why you use that one, because the Holy, it's not weak to Holy damage. I think. I don't remember, though. Anyway, the trash can one-shots him, and that's great. Also as great as Cecil's Paladin now. Cecil, excuse me. Wow. Oh, God, you Chad. You got me going. You time to throw knives at your past sins. Yes, that's what we have done. Also, as part of this, Tella learns the elusive Meteo spell. Now, here's an interesting thing about Meteo. Meteo is going to be a spell that will actually show up in our magic menu. It takes 99 MP to cast. No matter how much you level up Tella, he will never exceed his maximum MP of 90. So, the way that it's supposed to work is that... Oh, excuse me. The way that it's supposed to work is that it just sits there in your menu, and you only use it in the cutscene where Tella does finally confront Golbez to try to take him down. But because we're speedrunners and we have all kinds of fun little tricks, we're actually going to be using the Meteo spell a couple times. And how we do it is actually a fairly familiar general method if you've been paying attention to what I've been doing in this run so far. And I'll be sure to point it out when I get to it. But for now, we have to walk down Mount Ordeals. The other thing that we're going to do here is we're going to run. Oh, crap. Oh, no. Shit. Okay, whatever. Alright. So you might notice now there are these red rectangles flanking my game screen. You're like, the heck are those? Where did those come from, and what purpose are they? These are what are called, I refer to them affectionately as choco bars. What we're going to do is we're going to pick up one of these yellow chocobos. Oh, I didn't mean to pick that up. Shoot. Okay, that's fine. I'll have to contend with that. So we're going to ride this chocobo back to Mysidia, and then when he gets off the screen, he kind of just randomly departs. We do not want the top of his head to cross through any of these red bars. And it has done exactly that. Okay, that's unfortunate. We have now what is called a bad bird. The bad bird is bad. But not all is lost. So, why why we are so concerned about whether this bird is good or bad is because of... This is one of the many, many things that I was mentioning before that goes into the 64 door glitch at the end. You need to have a good bird in order to get through a particular room of the glitch. And we don't have that right now. We can get one later, but we don't have it right now, unfortunately. The good thing about the bird thing is that it only counts the most recent one. So we keep trying to get birds until we get a good one, and as soon as we get that chocobro, then we're good to go. All right. So the village elder's like, wow, I can't believe you actually did it. You know what? Just take the kids with you. They're yours now. And we're like, okay. But what the elder also did, which was really cool, was he allowed us to use the Serpent Road here. This is like a kind of like a backdoor underwater trench that will get us into the Castle of Baron. It will get us to the town of Baron. We're on our own for getting into the castle, and that's a different ordeal. Alrighty, I gotta take some extra steps before I get out of here, and that's gonna be done right here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12, that's it. That is it. Alright, now we're gonna pop into the inn here as soon as this guy gets out of my way. Alrighty, and there's Yang. Hey, we remember him. But he's like, nah. I don't like you. Get them. Okay, that's fine. Oh. Okay.
Would you have a second for a donation?
Nope, not right now.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. So we just have to wait for Yang to attack us twice there. And then we just have to hit him once, and then we're good. I kind of messed up with some of my item movement there because I didn't move the sword. All right, sorry about that, man. Now you may come in with some donations. We got some cutscene time here.
Gotcha. Sorry about that stream delay. It kind of messes with perspective. Speaking of perspective, we got Canadian Cookie with a really good one saying, with a $40 donation, grew up on Final Fantasy IV. I may play it slow, but I can appreciate anyone who showcases this game in any pace. Here's to doing my part to help. So thank you, Canadian Cookie, for that donation.
Indeed.
Sailor Jade with the $10, donating on behalf of the bad bird. Really bad, just shy, is what she says.
That's all right. The bird has an opportunity to atone for its transgressions. So just because it's not born bad, it just it's like I don't think you're stupid. I just think you do stupid things. You know, there's a difference. The bird is not bad. It just did a bad thing. All right.
Instead of being a Choco Bro, just gave you a Choco No.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So another very particular... I got to concentrate on this. Another very particular shopping coming up here. First thing we're doing here, that's just buying some gear that's going to make fighting easier. However, this... that is the particular stuff we needed to do. We needed 4 stacks of 13 cure rods, a stack of 58 ice claws, and a stack of 68 fire claws. And you're like, wait, bruh, dude, didn't you just talk about how you have like 114 fire claws? You needed another 68? Like, how much do you need? Again, very, 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 very particular stuff for making sure that we set up this glitch properly. So, that is what we're doing there. All right. So now we're in the old waterway. This is going to be kind of the back alley way to get into the Baron Castle, because obviously they're not going to let us in the front door. They don't want to have anything to do with Cecil. So we're going to sneak our way in. And this kind of, I guess, sewer, if you will, is how we're doing it. One thing to mention here, though, is that after Cecil becomes a paladin, his level resets to level 1. And for that reason, the general kind of level and agility of your party drops dramatically, which makes you much more susceptible, to things like this, to back attacks and surprise attacks. So this comes as a territory. Actually, Yang getting hit here is fantastic, and I will explain why in a minute. The back attack is bad, but Yang taking damage is actually a bit of a silver lining. Ah, no, but that's enough. Oh shoot! I forgot to take some extra steps there. All right, I'm gonna be off step route now. I was not paying attention to that. Oops. Okay. All right. Well, I got through most of the game. I got through at least the first half of the game on step route, but now it's all messed up, so I don't know what to do. Anyway. Here we go into... You might recognize this. This is where we were first in Baron at the beginning of the game. We're going to kind of go up the down staircase. We're going to do some menuing here, but what we do at the very end is probably the most noteworthy. Oh, come on. Whoops. Okay, cast here, and then... Pay attention to Tella's MP. Boomerang 06. We have underflowed Tella's MP. This is going to allow us to cast Meteor. And we are about to throw some hot rocks into Baigen's face after he turns into his evil, funky dinosaur form. All right. We're also going to be doing some intentional killing off of our party members. I'll explain why that's happening in a minute. But first we want him to cast Meteor. Oh, this is beautiful! Oh my goodness. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Whoops. Alrighty, and there we go. There's the cast of Meteor. And there's a one-shot of Baigen. Okay, we're now about 25 seconds behind. Oh, sorry about that bring there. Alright, so we are going to revive Yang. And we're good. Okay. So, let me get through this next boss here, and I'll explain some stuff. So here we go, we got the king. Alright, king. Face to face. Tell us what's going on. Oh, here's what's going on. Nope, I'm not the king. I'm actually an evil beast. One of Golbez's minions. This is Kainatsu. We're going to hope that... Oh, boy. Oh, man. Please don't die. Oh, thank you. Nice. Okay, good stuff. Alright, so now we're going to move some more things around because why not? I can get this out of the way. Oh, whatever. Alrighty. So in that case, we didn't cast Meteor because it takes too long to cast. Instead, we just hit him with Lit 3, and most of the time it one-shots him. And that he only has 4,000 HP. That was a very high roll of Lit. It did like 4,900 damage. That was fantastic. Oh my goodness, Scala. Alright. They're dinosaur snakes. How about that? Can we meet in the middle? Alright, anyway, moving on. Why I intentionally murdered several of my party members. That was part of something we'd like to call experience routing. When you gain experience from an enemy, each enemy has a particular value of experience that it gives you that it divides evenly among your remaining alive or, conscious, whatever, party members. For example, you kill an enemy that gives 1,000 experience. If you have 5 party members alive at the time the battle's over, each one gets 200. If you have 2 party members alive, each one gets 500. So on and so forth. You get the math. Now, what's important is the experience gain for what we like to call our shadow party. These are going to be party members that have not yet joined our party, but will at a later time. Now, the experience that they get is the same. They get experience from these battles, but they get the per character value, such that with that battle with Baigen and with others ones coming up, the value that is being given to only 2 party members, which is higher than what would be given to all 5 if they were alive, is going to be given to those shadow party members. This is extremely important for when Kane rejoins our party. We want him to rejoin at level 19 because when he gets to that particular level, he gets a damage multiplier that is very significant and will make the boss fights where we use him, it just makes him more powerful, more potent. So that's what we're doing there. In the meantime, Palom and Porum made the ultimate sacrifice, turned themselves to stone so we don't get crushed by those incoming walls, and they're good kids. Good kids. Alright. Meanwhile, Gomez is like, oh man, he's killed 2 of my fiends now. First Mylon, now Kainatsu. What are we going to do? Kane's like, don't worry, I got this. I will intimidate Cecil face to face. And I will get some results. Speaking of getting stuff, this is a pretty significant portion of the game. Sid's like, alright. Y'all need some help. It's going to come in the form of my trusty airship here. This airship is named the Enterprise, which is why the randomizer is called Free Enterprise, because you get the Enterprise for free. Nice little play on words. A little double entendre there. So here we go. So we're like, sweet, airship. Let's go do our stuff. We are off and running. And then Kane comes up. He's like, not so fast, dude. Here's the deal. If you ever want to see Rosa again, you need to go into the magnet cave, and you need to retrieve the Earth Crystal for us. You hand me the Earth Crystal, and you get your girl. Deal? Cecil's like, no, wake up! Kane, I know you're better than this. He's not better than this. But Cecil just can't let go. Also, you notice he's standing on that bridge in between them, and the airship flies away, and all of a sudden Cecil's back in the middle of the airship. Alright. So we are going to try to do a little swagger right here with our flying. I think I'm too low. I am too low. Okay, didn't even try it. Alright. Oh, I'm off step route too, so I don't know what's going on here. Let's see here. How many extra steps am I supposed to take? I don't know. Let's take, let's go 2, 4, 6, 8, and let's do that. There you go. That might get me back in the range. I'll be able to kind of determine, based on these encounters coming up here, what I need to do. Alright. So now another familiar face from our past shows up here. This is Eddie. All right, sorry. Edward was badly damaged by the encounter with Leviathan, and so he just kind of sleeps. They were hoping he would get better, but he doesn't really seem to be doing that. He seems to just kind of be napping it out. Which, you know, I can't blame the dude. Alright, unfortunately we have to use an ether to reverse the effects of that MP underflow on Tella, because while your MP is underflowed, you can only use magic in battle. In the menu, you can't do anything. Okay. Hold on. I should have been paying how many... Oh, you know what? That'll be a good place to pay attention. So what I'm going to do is I've got... Okay. I wasn't supposed to get... I was only supposed to get one. Alright, I think my step route is... My step route is toast. It happens. That was me just spacing out, not paying attention. Alright, so now we're in the Chocobo Forest. We're not getting a yellow one, we're getting one of these purple ones, or quote-unquote black ones. These guys can fly, but they can only land in forests. And when you get back on them, they take you right back to the forest from whence they came. Yeah, we're just gonna, we're just gonna forget step route. Honestly, we're just gonna go for it at this point. Oh, surprised again! Lovely. Oh, there goes Tella. Good night, sweet old man. Whatever, it's fine. So the gimmick of this particular cave is that there's a huge magnetic field that permeates the entire area here. And if you are wearing any sort of metallic gear, armor, weapons, whatever, it makes you so heavy such that you are completely ineffective in battle, and therefore essentially permanently paralyzed. Now, this is currently affecting all of our party members, with the exception of Sid. So because of that, we're still able to run away from battles and stuff. Now, we're going to want to change this, but we're not going to want to change it so that less party members have metallic stuff. We're going to want to change it such that more party members have metallic stuff, because we're going to be coming up on a cutscene before we fight this next boss, where you want to, where the cutscene ends. Oh boy. The cutscene ends when you game over. Now, if everybody in your party is permanently paralyzed, they consider that kind of like a game over state. So that's what we are going to be doing deliberately. Now, the way that we will achieve that, and this is something that was very, very... Oh my goodness, all the surprise attacks. This is ridiculous. So the way that we are going to achieve this, and this is something I did, is very sneaky in the beginning of the game. When I finished duping Kane's iron shields in the menu outside of the battle, I also removed his iron glove. He doesn't need it anymore. Oh god, I thought it was another one. So I've been holding on to that iron glove this whole time. In fact, during the battle with Keinatsu, I actually moved it up to the very top of my inventory. Cool. Alright. So now that we're in here, no more random encounters. So I can just go to Sid and just equip that iron glove. We can swap these two around. And here we go. This is Dark Elf. Dark Elf normally is going to waylay us with a bunch of magic, but instead we're just going to perish. And it just completely skips that whole cutscene. Which is brilliant. So now things are looking dire. We're all dead. We're all magnetized. Dark Elf is laughing at us. But Edward has other plans. Before we left here, he gave us a sweet little item called the Twin Harp. Before any of you free Enterprise fans try to come in here with your vanilla harp music, Dan's game, whatever stuff, no, just don't. Don't. Enjoy the game as it was intended. Anyway, so the Twin Harp plays this very beautiful music. But the Dark Elf doesn't like it because it breaks the magnetic field and it heals all of our party members. And now we can fight him one-on-one. Well, 4-on-1, I guess. Actually, more like 3-on-1, and I'll explain that when we see it. Alright, so, as a big thank you to Sid for getting us through that cave, because he wasn't magnetized, we're going to do him super dirty by just casting Virus right in his face. Bye-bye. More experience routing. What's going on there? Okay, getting Yang weaked is exactly what I wanted to see. Yes, did I get it? Okay, good. All right, and that is Dark Elf. Now, what I did there is you notice that he changed forms from the Astos looking one, which I always remember thinking when I was a kid, to that dragon looking thing. Well, in that switch, he loses his boss bit. And why that's significant is that he can be targeted with the spell called Weak, which, if it connects, reduces your HP total to a random single-digit value. So, once he's like that, we can hit him with just about anything, and he just dies in one hit. And that's exactly what we did. Make that boss fight very easy. Do lots of cheesy stuff to Dark Elf. Alright, come here, bird. We need one more bird. We also need to land him in a fairly particular spot. I use that mountain to kind of gauge what I'm supposed to be looking at there. Okay, this wanted me to take 112 extra steps in the Troyan Castle. I'm not doing that. I'm off step route. Forget it. We're just going to keep going. Anyway. Well, I don't know what to say to you, Scala. Alrighty. So, we bring in the Earth Crystal, and these people are like, oh wow, you actually have it, that's cool. And then Kane's like, I know you've got it. Come on out, big boy. And so we do by way of exit, because it's faster than walking out. Lay down a save, because what we're going to now is the Tower of Zot. Tower of Zot is a rather dangerous place. We're going to be getting into several encounters here that, you know, like coin flips chance their back attacks, and they can just do a bunch of damage. Now, I have to be very mindful of my team MP here. Oh, this is a kind of a good time to explain a mechanic with Paladin Cecil that we're going to be exploiting coming up. And that's called his cover ability. Now, it comes in two forms. One of them is deliberate. You can tell him to particularly cover a character, and anytime that character gets targeted with a physical attack, Cecil will take it instead. But he also has a passive ability where he will automatically cover for anybody that is targeted with a physical attack that is that is in critical HP status. Okay. Alright, so we get this trap chest here. Come on. Thank you. I'm gonna cast Ice 2 on this Flame Dog. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, that was dumb. No, no, no. Shoot. Okay. Alright, so I've got to do a little menuing here. Let's get this out of the way. Oh, whoops, no. That wasn't done with that. No, also wasn't done there. Okay. Okay. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should... That strike first was actually my opportunity. Oh, good. Okay. Okay. So that was something I accidentally didn't do during the Flame Dog fight, which was set up just what's called the kind of a simple dupe, where instead of underflowing the item to give me a ridiculous amount, I'm just duplicating it so that I get 2 of them. And what I'm going to duplicate is the Fire Sword, which is what I got from that trap chest. So, oh, jeez. Alright, we gotta wait through this. Didn't take much damage there. Again, the fact that Yang took a dirt nap during that Flame Dog fight is great. That's part of the experience routing. We got a boss fight coming up here where we do not want him to get the experience, because after that particular boss fight, that's when we're going to have Kane rejoin our party. And we want him to join at level 19. Alright, I am going to be way behind here. And a lot of it's just because I dropped that step route, but that's okay. That is okay. Alright, here we are, room with the boss, but first we have to do a very particular menu. What? Magic? No, equip. Okay, so another underflow of Tell. So the way that the underflow works is that when you select a spell that you can't cast, you go down to a spell that you can cast, and then you try to switch their positions and press A on the same frame, and it will force the game to cast the spell that you don't have enough MP for. And in so doing, that's what underflows your value. Okay? Do not want to see Tella get hit by that. I have to take the opportunity to cure him here. Because if I don't, and he gets hit with a second one, then he dies, and this fight becomes a complete mess. Cool. I'm actually not losing that much time here. That's good. Alright, so we just throw Meteo at the sisters, they die in one shot, and that is that. Okay. So here we go. Here are some familiar faces. First of all, there's Kane, and then there's Golbez. But now, if you've been paying attention, especially we were just talking about Meteo, we've got Atella with Meteo, and he is face-to-face with Golbez. First, he's going to try pretty much everything else in his arsenal. Little Virus, little Fire 3. Golbez is going to laugh at him and mock him. No one can ever defeat me. Well, let's try Lit 3. Let's see if maybe that works. Ice 3? Maybe that works. Nope. Very little damage. So now Tella's like, alright, it's Meteo time. Much to the protests of his friends here who say that because he's too old and weak, the casting of this very intense spell will kill him. Well, they've ignored that he's already cast it twice. So, whatever. Whoops. Gotta actually cast it now. Here it comes. Falling rocks. Quad 9s. No way! Alright, now watch. Golbez is going to die this very, very dramatic death where he shakes and he crumbles and it takes forever and blah, 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 blah. And what's the result of this? Kain goes and lies down because it's too much for him. And Golbez is just standing there. And he's like, wow, you used Meteo. Like, that's literally all it did. Tella fought all this way to hit the dude with Meteo, and he was just like, oh, okay, that was Meteo. Unfortunately, for Tella, it was his last, that was his last real act on this earth. Because as he is surrounded by friends who watch the life slip away, the last shreds of it, he's going to try to get up, but he can't. And folks, remember what I said before. When you double dragon die, when your body on the ground flashes, that's like a death for real. Feels bad, man. Alright, but now we're going to snap Kain out of his senses. That's the one positive thing that did come out of that Meteo cast, is it broke the mind control that Golbez had over Kain. So now we can be like, yo, Kain, what's up? And he's like, oh my god, my friends. Oh my god, Rosa. We gotta save her right before that ball would have crushed her. Oh, thank goodness. Such a relief. Alright, I'm gonna set some stuff up here during this cutscene. Alright. Cool. Yes, yes. F's in chat for Tella, exactly. Alrighty. So now Kain's like, oh man, I was such a jerk. I'm so sorry. Will you forgive me? And we're like, well, if you take this fire sword that we duped and help us, get through this next fight, then sure. Also, Rosa joins the party. That's cool. White Wizard Rosa. Alright. So. Coming up next is a fight with a boss called Valvolus, which some in the Final Fantasy community refer to as Tornado Bikini, and you'll see why that is. So, Valvolus has two forms. She has the Tornado form and the not Tornado form. We want to keep her out of the Tornado form as much as possible, and the way that we snap her out of it is by having Kain jump on her. Okay. Perfect. Alright. We did not want to see Cecil get weak there, because we are going to exploit that passive cover ability a lot in this battle. So basically the way this is going to work is... Cecil's going to throw Dancing Daggers, Sid and Yang attack, Rosa's going to cast Slow a couple times, and maybe throw some Cure Potions if she needs to, and then Kain is going to jump, and that's basically all we do. We got to just be mindful of Cecil's HP. If that starts to get low, we have to cure him, because without him, this fight falls apart very, very fast. This can really get off the rails if you're not paying attention. I expected that to be Kain's turn there. There it is. Alright, so hopefully... Okay, so she's going to turn into Tornado form. He's going to jump and land before she does anything. Perfect. Okay, good. I timed that just right then. keep an eye on Cecil's HP here. Nice damage from Kane there. We'd love to see it. Okay. Tornado form. And landing. Perfect. And there she goes. She's done. Nice. That was actually a rather clean fight. To have it before she even broke out of her third tornado form is pretty good. Pretty good, I must say. And there you go. There's everyone's favorite tornado bikini. So that was a third of the fourth Fiends. The fourth one is Rubicant, or Rubicante. We will not be seeing him because we've got some stuff to do coming up here. Oh, part of that stuff that we need to do is get us a good bird. I'm glad I remembered to do that. Alright, so we got a little bit of a cutscene here. Thank you. Thank you. Actually, you know what? If you want to come in with a couple donations, if you have any, this would be a good time, Palmy. Well, I will take that as him not having any donations to read, and I would like for him to have some donations to read. So, folks, we're going to be coming up on the end of this run in the not-too-distant future. I would love to hear some more donations before I have to go for the night, so please go ahead and get those on in. Raising money for No Kids Hungry. Very worthy cause. Let's bring in that money, folks, please. All right. So normally I would just go straight south to the town of Agart to advance, but we're gonna take a real quick trip over here to the Chocobo Forest, and all we're gonna do is we're just gonna hop on and off Chocobos until we get a good one. Oh, I got another carrot. That was dumb. That was good. Okay. The top of the bird's head needs to not be in the bars. So while its face was kind of in there, the top of the head didn't go through that. So it's good. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Where's the magma key? There we go. Alright, we don't need these anymore. Do need this, though, and I'll need that eventually. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I'm not doing the whole game. But we do go to the end and we fight the final boss. Alright, so we throw a magma key down a well and a mountain explodes. Pretty standard stuff. Alright, so now that we have blown this mountain wide open, I'm actually going to... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save right here. So we're going to descend into the mountain. And all of a sudden, the Red Wings are already down here somehow. Not sure how they got in here. But they have already gone to battle with these dwarves here, and that's what's going on in the tanks. And all of a sudden, we are caught in the crossfire, and that's bad. Yeah, as you do. So, unfortunately, our ship is going down. So we gotta hoof it for the rest of the way. Luckily, we only gotta walk like 4 steps to get to our next destination. Speaking of our next destination, this is where we're gonna set up our final stuff to get into the 64 door glitch. I'm going to be doing some counting. Just bear with me, folks. Oh, that works. Okay, here we go. The magic number here is 63. So right now we're on 1. This is 2. This is 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, and 63. Alright, so we got a couple boss fights coming up here, and then that's when the magic happens. This first boss fight here is the dolls, or Calabrina. What's going to happen is there's going to be 3 orange dolls, 3 gray dolls. I cannot let either one of the dolls have... How do I explain this? So there cannot be one color of dolls remaining. Doesn't matter how many. If it's 1 gray by itself, 2 orange by itself, for too long. Otherwise, they form what I like to refer to as the big baby. And the big baby is really, 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 really not good. So I'm going to really concentrate on this battle to make sure that I do it right. So enjoy the music, I guess. No, we don't go all the way to 69, unfortunately. Good. Oh, okay. Nice. I want her in critical HP, actually. Oh, no. Alright, now what I'm doing here is very deliberate. Casting Mute on my party serves a very particular purpose. I'm just going to go ahead and dagger him. And I will explain it when I get to it. But first, like I said, I'm going to keep concentrating here. Please don't hose me, Kane. Thank you. Nice. There we go. So you want to kill those last two at the same time, and that's what avoids that big baby. And I've done it. Damn it. Alright, so now comes the fight with Golbez. Oops. Okay. I'm checking the positioning of these items in my menu. Their exact positioning is extremely important. Now, he used an ability... Yeah, here's why the mute. He used an ability called Hold Gas, which would paralyze your party. There's a hierarchy of negative status effects such that you can only have one at a certain time, and some take priority over others. Oh, nice attack, Kane. Let's go. Yeah. Mute is higher on the chart than Paralyze. Therefore, if we're already muted, we can't be paralyzed. That's what allows Cecil to do his attack there. We jump with Kane before he can even get targeted by the Hold Gas. So that part is not... so he doesn't need to be muted. We get that jump off right away. So that's fine. But it's specifically for Cecil. Alright. So Mr. Creepy Hand is going to steal this crystal. And then after we get out of here, this is when the magic happens. So for those of you that are waiting for the 64 door glitch, it is coming up momentarily. First we got to get through this cutscene. Oh yeah, Rydia has joined us again. She's a young adult now. First I got to do some very specific coloring here in my menu. Cast Warp. Jump back here, get the crystal that was apparently stolen. We're going to walk out of here because we're done in this room now. And now it is party time. Into the glitch we go. We're going to walk left once, twice, 3 times. Get pushed. We hear falling music. We hear Sid's theme. I refer to this as the mage room. We're going to walk down here to the left. And then to the left here. Alright. So now we're in the sealed cave. The reason why we come into the sealed cave is because... Oh, first of all, now we have Edge in our party, apparently. But also, in the story of this game, Kane betrays you here. Why this is important is that he leaves your party. And with him leaving the party, it opens up a spot for someone else to join. And that someone else is very crucial to the end of this run. Back to the mage room, we go up. Into Tanland. Left. 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 Push. Falling. Sid's theme. Up out of the mage room. Do we get pushed here? We do. So we go up. And then we go left. And then we go up. And then we go left for a bit. If you want to jump in with a couple of real quick donations, now's the time.
All right. Rapid fire.
Go ahead.
Not So Bad Birds has $10 saying, thank you for believing in me. Good meme one. Maxim with $5 saying 30 minutes left. Let's get a $5 donation train going.
Yeah.
Noob G Scooter with $5. Lil Melly Mooncat with 2032 saying 2032 for the 2032 Metro game. Also, well done, Danny. There you go.
Very good. That's awesome. Especially that one from Lil Melly. That was a foreshadowing of something that we are going to do here in chat. Assuming that I get to the end of the game successfully. called the Medio game. I will explain that when we get there. You don't have to... It's nothing particularly complicated. So now here we are on the moon. Welcome! And in comes our favorite Lunarian, Uncle Mop himself, Fusoya. Fusoya is going to take that party slot that Kane vacated, and he is going to be absolutely crucial for the next, for what we do at the very end of this run. But first, I have to do something very specific here. And that is look at my in-game timer. I want to see 143. 143, let's go. Please. Okay, good. All right. Just do a little rearranging of furniture here, no big deal. And we're good. And then we just keep walking left. And left, and left, and left. Okay, so what I was doing there in the room where I cast Warp there with Rydia, that's what we refer to as the IGT room. There are particular values down to the second with your in-game timer, where you either get through that room or you don't. I've got a chart here that tells me where it is, and I know that 143, with the exception of one of the seconds in that minute, is clear to let me get through. So now we come full circle, right back into the Dwarf Castle. We're going to take that Upco thing, whatever that was, put it at the top of our inventory. Or our menu here. Alright, so right and left. And I actually remembered to do this. We're going to do one little final form switcheroo. You don't normally do this in the speedrun. However, because of your generous donations, y'all are going to get to see some crystal swag. Y'all are also going to get to play a really, really popular game whenever anybody does this category of the speedrun. This is called the Medio game. Now, because we've done a little fudging with what our party should be here, you see we've got Sid here. We normally wouldn't have Sid here. Now, Sid is going to be casting Medio later on. Sid should not be casting Medio because A, he shouldn't be here, and B, his magic value stinks. So, the damage that it's going to do is going to be between 1600 and 2110. I want you to guess what that value is as close as possible, but you can't go over. It's Price is Right rules. So get your guesses in chat, and once that resolves, you'll be able to see what it is. And I can follow along on the stream here to see when that happens. Then you'll point that out. So, yeah. Alrighty. There we go. Love seeing the guesses roll in anytime I do this. Because there's going to be so many guesses, I'm going to need to have somebody else kind of be in charge of figuring out who won. And remember, it's whoever got... Obviously, if you get it right on, and you were the first one to put it in chat, then boom, you nailed it. You win both showcases. But if nobody guesses it right on, it's whoever's closest to it without going over. If you're 1 point over, you don't win. If you're 3 points under, you would win. All right, so it's coming up right here. Alright, so here we go. Alright, Golbez is going to cast first. His is always extremely high. In fact, it's usually quad 9s. As it is there. This is the one that counts, though. What has Sid given us? He's given us a 1840. 1,840. Whoever was closest to that without going over, you have won this Speed Gaming No Kids Hungry edition of the Medio game. So congratulations to whoever that is. Again, I will let chat sort that out. We're going to eat an Medio ourselves. And that's going to wipe us out. And this is looking real bad. Looking real bad. But you know what? Sometimes it's good to have friends in high places. Excuse me. These are all our friends from the past. Yang, Edward, the twins, Sid. They are here to give us their blessings. So a guess of 1,837 by Ramon Uno. Hell yeah. Very nice. Ramon Uno, congratulations on winning the Medio game. And your prize is me telling you that you've won the Medio game. So enjoy it. Yay! Alrighty. So things are looking dire. But Cecil musters up a little bit of strength. Takes the crystal, which you remember from Free Enterprise. And we're going to use it here. But before we do, we need to get blessings from all of our friends from the past. And they are going to give us vitality, strength, and all that stuff. Some of these things are a little awkward, such as, well, you'll see here. Do your best. Don't give it up. Received the energy. Alrighty, folks. I hope we have just enough energy and maybe some donations to finish this out strong. And here's Yang, blessing Yang. You see him there as a party. Hold on to it. And what I'm holding on to is my L and R buttons, because in running, it saves me from having the sweat animation from being in critical HP, which in conjunction with this scrolling background causes lag. So by staying in this running animation, I'm probably saving about like 12 seconds or so. Fu blessing Fu. That's always good. Alright. So, here we go. So normally, Fu's turn would be first because he would normally be in the center slot. And we would use that ability. But, because of your donations, we're going to go ahead and slap the crystal on this guy. And make him transform. Then we're going to mess him up. Alrighty, there you go, folks. Thanks again for donating for that. I appreciate the opportunity to show you some crystal swag. So here comes big, mean, ugly Zeromus. Yikes, we're super underleveled. Whatever we're gonna do, use this reaction spell, explode, and boss disappears, and that's time. And there we go. That is Final Fantasy IV, the any percent no credits warp category. Done in 2 hours and 2 minutes flat. Pretty good. Pretty good. So I'm very happy with that. Alrighty. Here we go. Let's just mash through here. You know what? I tell you what. We've done this here. We got a 202. We raised some money for some hungry kids. And we didn't really skip much of a beat in doing this run here on SpeedGaming for the No Kids Hungry Marathon. Fusoya, your thoughts? Well done. Alrighty, folks. Well, there it is. Couple things before I go. First of all, big thank you to SpeedGaming for letting me come on here. I've done this for them before, but I always appreciate the opportunity to do this category because it's so much fun, and it's just all the wild glitches you do. It's just a great showcase. I'd like to thank all of you for watching. I see a ton of GGs in the chat. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate the support. If you enjoyed what you were watching here, if you enjoyed me, if you enjoyed a combination of things, please do give me a follow. I'd greatly appreciate it. I usually speedrun RPGs like this and more on my channel. So if you enjoyed this, you know, I would love to see you there on my channel. And yeah, and big shout out to my host. Thank you so much for doing those donations with me. I hope you have plenty more to read for our next run coming up, which I believe is Octopath Traveler, and that's always always super fun to check out. So be sure to stick around for that. Let's keep raising money for those hungry kids. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for having me. And until I see you next time, take care, everyone.
Well, thank you very much, Vanny. It was a pleasure having you.
Absolutely.